Now, sometimes after compounding and polishing a finish, you still can't get all the imperfections out. Some of the scratches are just too deep and you just won't be able to use a standard polisher, a compound, either a microfiber pad or a foam pad to resolve them. Using the next step is something that can sound kind of crazy. It's called sandpaper. Now, sandpaper has been used for over 100 years. It is an old technology. Here at Adams Polishes, we have achieved an incredibly fantastic system that's very, very safe. The Adams Scratch Remover Sanding Kit comes with just a few basic materials. First, is the foam hand puck. Now, this little foam hand puck attaches to this foam Velcro interface pad. That gives this little foam puck the ability to attach to the sandpaper. Now, these ultra fine sandpapers come in 3 different grits: 1000 grit, 2000 grit, and 3000 grit paper. You can't even tell that this is sandpaper when you touch it. It is ultra fine paper. It's very important that I say this sandpaper system can achieve a very good finish. However, if used improperly, you can sand through your finish. Make sure you watch this video. Make sure you're thoughtful about how to use this kit, as Adams Polishes will not be responsible for any paint work that may be required to your car should you sand all the way through your clear coat, your paint, your primer, etc. Okay? So all I'm gonna need to safely sand these scratches all the way out are our sanding kit, a microfiber towel, and some time. In fact, you want to take a lot of time. You don't want to rush through this. You want to take a few steps of making sure that you're using the right grade of paper to remove the damage on the finish. So I'm going to start not with the most aggressive 1000 grit paper, but I'm going to go all the way to the 3000 grit paper. Now, the 3000 grit is our finest grit. The finer the paper, the less the cut. So I'm gonna hold this, and this, by the way, is a dry sanding kit. This is not wet sandpaper, okay? Now I see some serious scratches right here. I'm gonna go ahead and test this area by using the 3000 grit paper, and I'm just gonna look and see, can I get them out with the finest paper, or do I need to go to the deeper paper? Well, it's looking a lot better. You can actually see where the scratch, still the deepest part, you can see through the sandpaper scuff where the scratch still remains. However, it's looking really much better. So that's good. I'm gonna keep going and go this way and think, okay, can I get these fine scratches out with the fine paper first? Well, first of all, I think I got some of them out. However, I won't know until I once again polish it out. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna grab the foam pad, which I like to start with, and the compound. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try to remove the fine sand scratches. Now, you might look at that and go, oh my gosh, what have I done? Watch how easily that's removed. All right, now we're gonna see, did we get the job done? We got close, but no cigar. There's still some of the deeper scratches that are here. In other words, the finest sandpaper that we have in our kit was not aggressive enough to remove these scratches. So we know that the 3000 grit paper wasn't enough. There's still the deeper scratches, so we know that we're gonna step it up now, and we're gonna step it up to the 2000 grit paper and see if we can get to perfection with that, okay? One thing that you want to stay away from when you're sanding, stay away from sharp body creases. In other words, you see this body crease? That's pretty dull, it's not too serious. But if you want to get real close to a really sharp body seam, that's going to put a lot of pressure on a small piece of sandpaper, and that's going to cut more seriously. So make sure that you use your common sense when it comes to body seams. If you feel like you want to put a piece of masking tape over that might be a really good idea. I think that we just got a lot of work done here. This is going to be a lot better. And now I think that we're ready to go ahead and hit it once again with the polisher to see how we can get to a perfect finish. I'm going to start at setting 4 on the polisher, and I'm going to move up to setting 6 as I polish. You might wonder, why aren't I using the more aggressive buffing pad? Using this foam pad to remove sand scratches is actually quite effective, and it's also easier to manage. Okay, remove a little bit of that compound to see how that's looking. And that is looking much, much better. So we were able to get to the bottom of those scratches now. However, what I see now is I see that some of the sand scratches from the 2000 grit paper, which is more aggressive, still remain. I still see a couple of deeper scratches over here, which we're not able to get out. So before I go to the finer stuff, let's go ahead and step it up a level to the heaviest grit, the 1000 grit paper, to go ahead and get this deeper scratch out, okay? So let's go ahead and see if we can't get that guy out. Well, that turns instantly. You can see how that one instantly pulls a decent amount of clear up, because that's a lot more aggressive paper. All right. And sometimes on some clear coats, here's what you're gonna see. Some clear coats, you will see, the sandpaper, as you sand, the color of the vehicle will come up. Now, on some metallic vehicles like this one, it has a colored clear coat or a tint coat, okay? A lot of metallic vehicles have that. That's what this truck has. So I think that I just got those scratches all the way out. So now, what am I gonna do? Now I'm gonna step it back down from the 1000 to the 2000. All right. And then I'm gonna go and finish with the 3000. Now I always wanna finish with the 3000, okay? I always wanna make sure and finish with the finest paper for the best overall finish. Okay, the finest paper is gonna be the easiest to polish out the little scratches, and it's gonna be the flattest and the nicest finished product. So it's gonna look really nice once that's done. Once again, compound those little scratches, those fine scratches out, starting at setting 4, and then I'll be moving up to setting 6. At this point, you're gonna see this little area is gonna be looking really nice. Now, as I remove this compound, if I continue to see really deeper sand scratches that didn't come all the way out with the finer paper, I have 2 options. One, go back to the finer paper, which I have right here, and sand those down a little bit. And then 2, I will step up the abrasion of the buffing pad from the blue foam to the microfiber cutting pad, because that's a more aggressive cutting pad. Why would I want to do that? Well, I want a perfect finish, and I know that the slightly more aggressive pad will get us there a little bit quicker and a little bit easier. So once again, starting at 4. All right, always brush my pads out. Give this a quick wipe. Let's see how this came up. Ooh, that looks very nice. Now, after this, after I go from the microfiber cutting pad, I would step that down also to the foam, and then finishing with the white and the white, okay, the polish and the white foam pad, just to make sure that's all the way flawless. Don't just try this immediately on your Pride and Joy. Go ahead and try it on the beater that's parked on the side of your neighbor's yard. Do it on your nasty old minivan. If you don't have a vehicle or a panel to do easily, go ahead and go to a junkyard and buy a dented door that's got decent paint on it. You can learn on something just like that without risk that you're gonna hurt this. The other thing, make sure that you've got some time polishing under your belt before you go straight to sandpaper. In fact, I would polish out the whole vehicle before I sand, and then just go and sand only the small scratches that you weren't able to get out with the compound, the pads, and our entire system. So remember, you're not gonna wanna sand a whole vehicle. Give it a shot. Like everything else, we guarantee you're gonna have success if you follow our program to a T. Again, thanks for watching. AdamsPolishes.com is going to give you more options for polishing kits, and we'll make sure and get the right product, the right process for you.